As some people know, I was adopted legally when I was 4, when I'm by a 64-year-old widow. And we were on government aid, and she recycled newspapers and cans to pay for my piano lessons. And so I knew of my biological mother because she would come around maybe once or twice a year. And that was even painful for me because, you know, it's like you don't know if you're good enough to go with her. So you live with acceptance issues, rejection issues, and I've carried that, you know, in my marriage and fathering and relationships. I've never felt good enough, you know. And so, and then I met the man I thought was my father when I was 6. I didn't see him again until I was 13, and didn't see him again until my first album came out, and then he started coming backstage and winning backstage passes and all that. So I lived my life hating him, you know. Even though I love God, I can honestly say that I lived hating him because to not have a mother and father is something that sets the trajectory of how you love, how you receive love. And one of my mentors told me almost 30 years ago, it's hard to know God's love as a father when you've never had one.
When you've never had one. Now, you met your father, your biological father, Rick, and then you had the difficult decision. You had to go and tell your son, Kerrion, about his grandfather. And we know that you've had a strained relationship with Kerrion. How is it now?
I love Kerrion.
Yeah.
I've always loved Kerrion. Kerrion is my firstborn child. Kerrion and Kerrion had a passport when he was 6. You know,
Wow.
I'll never forget when my first album came out in 1995. I was at a high school signing autographs, and I looked down, and Kerrion got a pencil, and he was signing autographs. You know. So that was my road dog. You know, and Kerrion has to win.
Okay,
because if Kerrion doesn't win, everything in my life is a failure.
And so are you together? Are y'all working this out together?
We are taking it one day at a time, and I know that he's going to have a story when the time is right. That'll be his story. You know, Kerrion's 35, and I'm looking forward to him reaching a lot of young men his age with his story.
And he's got a story.
He's got a story.